Hi and welcome everyone to another video. My name is Denis and today I'm going to show you a wildcard draft for gameweek 6 of Fantasy Premier League, but now let's get into it. Okay guys, so as you saw on my thumbnail, today I'm going to present you a wildcard draft which includes both Erling Haaland and Mohamed Salah. Now don't worry, you're going to see a lot of wildcard drafts for gameweek 6 from me this week, since also my wildcard is active. If you ask me at the moment, I still prefer the one with only Erling Haaland, but I think that it's viable. If you want to go for both, there are pros and cons obviously for both of them. Now before talking about each player, I want to mention something. As you can see in this draft, you have Phil Foden. So again, I think that he could be a really nice differential and a really spicy pick if you want to go a little bit different, if you want to take a punt. Obviously he's still a Manchester City midfielder, he could be rotated every game week, but again, what I wanted to mention, obviously if you have 3, 4, 2 free transfers maybe, then it could be a nice idea for you to go for someone like Foden. But if you don't have any free transfer saved on your wildcard and maybe you don't want to overcomplicate your life, probably I would just go for someone like Semenyo. So again, let's talk a little bit about the defenders. It is looking like we have a template, something like that at the moment. Talking about defenders, a lot of cheap defenders are outscoring the forwards, the midfielders at the moment, because of the new system with defensive contributions. My favorite options at the moment are Senesi and Anderson. Senesi got defensive contributions in all the 5 games he played this season, so again, it is just a no-brainer to not go for someone like him. Again, Senesi, Anderson, Richards, these 3 probably are my favorite 4.5-ish million defenders in FPL at the moment. You're starting every gaming pretty much with a minimum of 3 to 4 points, and if they're going to keep a clean sheet, then that's just a bonus. So it's looking like 4 is the new 6, right? Now again, obviously if you're going for Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland, you need to make some sacrifices elsewhere. Now talking about the defenders, I would definitely go for double Arsenal defense. If you want to take a punt, if you think that Calafiori, if you think that Timber is a good option, if you think that they are going to play all the games, again, you can go there if you don't have the cash, obviously. But my favorite options probably are Raya in goal and Gabriel. Now in goal, you can go for someone like Donnarumma, but this is the problem. You can go for Gabriel and Calafiori if you want as a double up in defense, but if you're going with that formation, you're pretty much going to be forced to play all of them. And as I said before, these defenders, these cheap defenders, are really good at the moment. My other defenders are Rodon and Alderete. Now again, if you have the cash, you can upgrade 4 million defender depending on your strategy. Maybe you want to use your bench boost. If you don't want to use your bench boost, you can just free up those spots with 2 4 million defenders. Rodon and Alderete from Sunderland also are decent for defensive contributions. So yeah, but pretty much you're going to be happy with playing Gabriel, Senesi and Anderson in any given game. If we look at the midfield, obviously Mohamed Salah is here. Now a pro to wildcard with both Salah and Haaland is, from my point of view, if for an example you want to get rid at some point of Mohamed Salah, you can easily go for Palmer, you can easily go for Bruno Fernandes, you can buy pretty much anyone you want, because since he's the most expensive player in the game. So again, you don't need to keep Mohamed Salah or Erling Haaland for forever or something like that. So it is easy to do that. Now, why I think that this formation could be viable with having both is because we have a lot of good cheap midfielders who are also performing well. Now, again, on a wild card, I would definitely go for Reinders and for Haaland. For Manchester City, since Reinders is a 5.6 now million midfielder, he dropped in price finally. Now he scored 9 points in game week 5. Again, the fixtures are great, starting with game week 6, Burnley, Brentford, Everton, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. As I talked before, at the start of the season, Reinders is not that player who's going to get you 10 points every game week. He's not going to score every game week, but he's decent. And also in game week 5, he got defensive contributions. So again, here you have also, you're going to rotate pretty much Reinders, Caicedo and Stack. Again, you don't need to go for them. If you want to go for other options, you can go for someone like Dewsbury Hall. You can go for someone like Anderson from Nottingham Forest. You can go for someone like Harvey Elliott if you think that is going to have a spot in that Aston Villa team at some point. But Caicedo, as I talked with the with the defenders like Senesi, Anderson, Caicedo is pretty much getting defensive contributions every game week, and you're just starting with 4 to 5 points at the minimum every gaming, and you just got that safety. Now, as I said before, Caicedo also scored 1 goal and he got 2 assists. He's going to chip with some attacking returns maybe, but I wouldn't think that he's going to get a goal every gaming. Obviously that's not going to happen, but it's nice if you're okay, if you're feeling safe with playing Caicedo, knowing that he's going to get you probably a minimum of 4 points, then that's just decent. For an example, Rod just blanked in all the games. So again, he's really cheap, and at that price, I think that he could be great value. The same goes for Stack. Maybe a little bit knee-jerk here because he got 14 points or 15 points in Gaming 5 or something like that. But at 5 millions, Dewsbury Hall, he's on 4 yellow cards. So if he's going to get 1 more yellow card, he's going to be out for 1 game. So at this rate, I just think that I would go for Stack. He's 5 millions. He's really cheap. He's not going to score again. He's on some set pieces. He's decent for defensive contributions. And yeah, I think that these 3 are decent options. Now, obviously, if you have the money, I really like Unjae as an option. If you can somehow find a way to have him in, you can downgrade someone like Strand Larsen and upgrade maybe Caicedo to someone like Unjae from Everton. I think that could also work. In attack, you have Haaland, João Pedro, Strand Larsen. Again, Wolverhampton are probably more of a team to target than to target players from Wolverhampton, but Strand Larsen, he's 6.4 millions. When he's fit, he's playing every gaming, every minute, he's on penalties, and the fixtures are decent. Now, it's not ideal starting in Gaming 6 against Spurs away, but after that, Brighton, Sunderland, Burnley, Fulham, these are decent fixtures for and that price bracket. Honestly, I think that Strand Larsen is the best striker in the game. João Pedro, again, it is not a must on a wildcard, but he is just really good at the moment. Now we need to see if he's going to be fit. We just heard that João Pedro had some problems, but probably that's related to match fitness because Chelsea played a lot of games in a short period of time. I think that is just decent. Cole Palmer, we don't know when he's going to be starting for Chelsea, how consistent he's going to be. There's a chance João Pedro could be also on penalties. And with Erling Haaland, I don't really need to discuss too much. He's probably the main reason you're going to wildcard in Gaming 6, right? Now, again, if you want to go for him and not go for Mohamed Salah, that's perfectly fine. But I think that this wildcard draft could work out. Now, again, you can make some changes. You're not having, you can't really afford players like Gyökeres, Bruno Fernandes, or someone like Palmer. But if you can do that, obviously you can upgrade maybe someone like Senesi, or downgrade someone like Gabriel if you want, someone like Tarkovsky. I think that is also good, obviously related to defensive contributions. Now, again, you can even go for someone like Guyu if you're not prepared to use your bench boost or something like that and you just want to save some cash. You can go for someone like Guyu and then, I don't know, upgrade someone like João Pedro to Gyökeres if you want. Although at the moment I'm not really convinced about Gyökeres as a lock in a wildcard draft, I want to say, but again, he could be great. And let me just check. I'm not sure if you can afford someone like Bruno Fernandes here. Yeah, probably not. You need to make more sacrifices if you want to have Bruno Fernandes. For an example, you can downgrade someone like Semesi, which, by the way, I think that Njae kinda is a better pick, considering that he's 1 million and something cheaper. He's on penalties. He's also getting defensive contribution, at least in Gaming 5. So again, you can do this. Now, if we look how this wildcard is looking in Gaming 7, let's just take a look. Now let me just put my players back in how they were. Here was Caicedo, I think, and instead of Guyu was Strand Larsen, if I'm not wrong. If we make the transfers, yeah, we have 0.1 millions in the bank. Now, again, maybe you have more budget, maybe not. This is Gaming 7, Raya Gabriel against West Ham at home, Senesi, Anderson with decent fixtures, Reinders. Caicedo is playing against Liverpool, which is not amazing. You can play either him or Stack against Tottenham. But again, you have these players for the defensive contributions, mostly for the set pieces, for maybe some attacking returns. Semenyo, Salah is going to play against Chelsea, so not amazing. Again, at some point, it really depends how much longer you want to have Mohamed Salah or not. If we move to game week 8, here you have also an opportunity to use your bench boost. Again, if you have it, Dubravka, Stach, Alderete, Rodon. But if you don't want to use your bench boost, again, here you can play someone like Stack, but again, instead of Caicedo, the fixtures are great for both of them, so you're going to have something like a headache. Rodon against Burnley or Alderete against Wolverhampton at home. Again, the fixtures are good. Strand Larsen against Sunderland, Reinders, Haaland against Everton, Salah against Manchester United. We know that he really likes to score against Manchester United. And yeah, the idea of, obviously, if you're going to use your wildcard in Game Week 6, my idea would be to try to save some transfers. If we go to game week 9, again, Caicedo against Sunderland, João Pedro against Sunderland, Strand Larsen against Burnley, you're going to have really decent fixtures. Anderson, here you're going to play him against Newcastle, probably away, but again, you don't mind because he's going to get probably defensive contributions. This is the state the game is right now. Now, from game week 10, obviously, you're going to have some transfers stacked up, so you need to see what you're going to do. Obviously, Senesi, Semenyo are going to play against Manchester City away, which is a tough fixture. But yeah, overall, I think that this wildcard could work out if you want to go for Haaland and Salah. Now, again, there isn't a right or wrong. It really depends how you're feeling about. I definitely think that we should not write off Mohamed Salah as an FPL option because I think that he's still going to be good. Again, maybe the fixtures are not amazing at the moment. Yeah, I would prefer to have Haaland for the next 2, for the next 3 instead of Mohamed Salah. But yeah, overall, I think that both are going to be decent options, and it really depends if you want to take those sacrifices, because again, if you're going to go just for one of them, you can have Gyökeres, maybe you can have Bruno Fernandes, maybe you can upgrade someone like Anderson, someone like Alderete to a Tarkovsky if you want. So again, thanks a lot for watching this video. This was my wildcard for Game Week 6, which included both Haaland and Mohamed Salah. Thank you so much for watching this long. I really appreciate it, and it really means a lot. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.